What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody, look, let's chop it up real quick about J-Law, a.k.a. Jennifer Lawrence, a.k.a. the first ever female action hero, all right? According to Jennifer Lawrence, all right? The first to ever do it, right? That's what she thought. She said that once upon a time, man. We all got a chuckle out of that. Like, yeah, Sigourney Weaver just like never existed apparently in Jennifer Lawrence's vocabulary or in her movie lexicon. She had no idea who she was, right? But look, I'm gonna give it to Jennifer Lawrence. I actually like her as an actress. I think she's a solid enough actress. She was good in Hunger Games, all right? Obviously, as Katniss Everdeen. She was good in X-Men as Mystique. I thought she did a good job there. She got nominated for an Academy Award in Silver Linings Playbook. J-Law has done a job, all right? As an actress, I think she's really good. Not bad on the eyes either. So that works to her favor, okay? But J-Law has had a run-in with, social political commentary her entire career because she's one of these people that just can't stop talking, all right? But recently in this particular interview, why Jennifer Lawrence regrets everything she's ever said or done. This was done by the New York Times. This is a very fascinating interview because she's talking about her as a mother. She talks about, hey, I'm a mother and this is the way I look at things now as a mother. And maybe, some of the things that I used to say back in the day, now that kind of recalibrates her idea of what it is to be an actress and a social figure and, mixing that in with being a mother. I think it's a very interesting interview. I'm not saying you need to go and watch it, but I don't think you'll, do yourself wrong from watching it. It's what we always talk about, like these actors and actresses and all of these cats in Hollywood, they don't have kids. A lot of them don't have kids. But when they finally have kids, it just recalibrates all of their thinking. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, maybe I shouldn't put this shit out there in the atmosphere like this. Because I'm a mom now, all right? I'm not just some wild actress living her life. Now I'm a mother. And it kind of changes shit up. A lot of these people in Hollywood, they don't rock with regular America because they don't have kids. A lot of these writers and directors and actresses, they don't have kids. They're just living the good life, living la vida loca. And no, they don't really have a connection to regular, normal, average, everyday people because of that. They're out here making their art and all their bullshit, all right? But look, Ali London, they covered it. They said Hollywood actress Jennifer Lawrence complains that people no longer care about celebrity endorsements in elections after she endorsed Kamala Harris in 2024. I listened to the interview. She doesn't necessarily complain about it. It's more of a revelation. All right. She has this revelation. It's like, you know what? Like, people don't really care about what I got to say when it comes to political elections or any celebrity for that matter. OK, celebrities are not the ones that we go to for our social and political conversations and opinions. All right. And it's like, yeah, she kind of came to that realization. And it seems like it's probably because of kids, but it's also probably because what's going on in Hollywood. Like, she's seeing what's happening. And we'll get to that in a minute. She's seeing what's happening with some of these movies, and she's like, I don't know if I want to ruin this movie by spouting off, aka like Rachel Zegler did. But she says the first Trump administration was so wild, and just how can we let this stand? I felt like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But as we've learned, election after election, celebrities do not make a difference whatsoever on who people vote for. They don't. Okay? And in the words of Stephen A. Smith,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
We do not care one single fuck about what a celebrity thinks and your endorsement, who you deciding to vote for. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for. Your celebrity endorsement means nothing. I could care less who these cats is voting for because I don't live their life and they don't live my life. So why would I base my vote on what some other, celebrity thinks that lives in a Hollywood bubble, that's a multimillionaire, that has never had to work hard like I've had to work hard? Like, why would I care about what they think? I wouldn't, So it's like Jennifer Lawrence came to that realization. So then what am I doing? I'm just sharing my opinion on something that's going to add fuel to a fire that's ripping the country apart. We are so divided. Yeah, she goes into it on this whole interview. Variety covered a little bit of it. Jennifer Lawrence says, I don't really know if I should speak out on Trump's and politics anymore. I'm just adding fuel to a fire that's ripping apart the country. Yeah, nobody cares what you say. You can say whatever you want to say, but nobody cares. And as she gets into it, it's like this actually might be doing damage to the film industry, to the entertainment industry, or to the movie that I'm in right now. And we've seen that plenty of times. All right. But yeah, let's kind of chop through this article because I found her comments very, very fascinating. Jennifer Lawrence appeared on the Interview podcast from the New York Times as part of her Die My Love press tour and got honest about her newfound resistance to talking to the press about politics. And it's kind of interesting because in this interview, like the interviewer is pressing her on this stuff. A lot of this stuff comes from the media. It comes from the press. They press these actors to make a statement, to say something, and, you know, they end up getting their film in trouble or whatever. In my opinion, it's really on the media. It's like, hey, don't ask me any questions about politics. I don't really want to talk about politics. You know, the media keeps kind of pushing that political lens down these guys' throats.
Pause.
The Oscar winner was outspoken against Donald Trump during his first administration as U.S. president, notably writing an op-ed after Election Day in which she declared that Trump's victory meant the only people that feel safe in America, that their rights are recognized and respected, are white men. Yeah, that's not going to go over well, Jennifer Lawrence, all right? That's not going to go over well with a lot of white men who might be interested in watching your movies, okay? So why go through all of that? But when asked by the interview host Lulu Garcia Navarro about her thoughts on speaking out now regarding Trump and politics, Lawrence answered, "I don't really know if I should." And then, you know, the whole thing that I just read, coming from Ali London. Here's the part that I think is very, very, very interesting. She says, "I think I'm in a complicated recalibration because I'm also an artist," Lawrence continued. "With this temperature and the ways things can turn out, I don't want to start turning people off to films and to art that could change consciousness or change the world because they don't like my political opinions. I want to protect my craft so that you can still get lost in what I'm doing. And if I can say something that's going to speak to some kind of peace or lowering the temperature or some solution, I don't want to be a part of the problem." It's like these actors, she's saying what these actors are. You guys are a part of the problem. You're the reason why people have checked out, because a lot of actors, especially from Hollywood, they've checked out from Hollywood. And they're not going to movies anymore because you guys keep pushing your political lens all in the commentary, especially when it comes to marketing a movie. It's like, why do we care about what these guys have to say? You're trying to sell a movie. You should be trying to sell that movie to everybody, all right? Not just people that hate Trump, all right? Or not just people that hate, or might love Trump. Regardless of the political spectrum, it's like, look, I just want everybody to go out and watch the movie and then make up your own mind as to what it is that you think, if it's some movie with a political lens. But what you don't want them to do, especially when you're doing something that's really not political or social, you don't want people just saying, yeah, I'm not going to watch the movie because she's in it. Because that's what's happening right now. People are like, oh, Rachel Zegler, I'm out.
It's Hollywood, baby.
I'm not watching the movie just because Rachel Zegler's in it. Or Pedro Pascal. I'm not watching the movie just because Pedro Pascal is in it. Because he's so vocal and he likes to put his politics out there in the marketing of the movie. It's like, bro, just fall back from that and just sell the movie itself. But that's the problem. These guys are so political. Now you're dividing the country, which is what Jennifer Lawrence seems like she's come to oh my God. Maybe like Ricky Gervais wasn't strong enough with his words. You guys remember what Ricky Gervais said at the Golden Globes back in 2020?
So if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and fuck off, okay? So...
yeah, this is how I had replied to that Ali London tweet 5 years later after Ricky Gervais dropped that reality check on Hollywood. Jen has finally caught up. Shut up and act. Shut up and act. We do not need you to tell us what to think about politically. So just shut up and do your job as an actor or an actress and everything. Everybody's fine with you being an actress. But what we don't want you to be is an activist. Or an actressvist. I don't know if that's a good word, the way to say it, but nobody wants that. We want to go in and watch a movie and you can have whatever political opinions you want. We don't care.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
She goes on to say, I don't want to make the problems worse. You watch these actors' faces who have had incredible careers. Robert De Niro, for example. All right. Robert De Niro, incredible career, made incredible contributions. And then one half of the internet doesn't want to see their face anymore. How many actors can we say this about? Jennifer Lawrence is smart. She's like, you know what? This is not the time to make political comments. Right now, things is too hot. All right. The block is hot. I don't need to make my political opinions. And the fact is nobody cares anyway. We don't care what you think. Y'all are completely different from us. Shut up and act. Just act. Do your job. All right. I get so upset for these people and it feels so wrong. Well, it shouldn't feel wrong, J-Law. All right. You shouldn't feel wrong at all. If you're a smart actor or a smart actress, all you're going to do is just shut up and act. You're just going to do what everybody wants you to do. Do a good job giving us Katniss Everdeen. Do a good job as Mystique. That's it. That's all. Everything else associated with your own personal opinions, just like my personal opinions, just leave that for later. Just leave that for later. Tell your friends amongst your little inner circle or whatever. But we don't want to know how much you hate this politician, how much you hate this particular person, what you think we should vote for. Just vote on your own conscience. That's it, man. Like I said, Ricky Gervais had it perfectly. He said it 5 years ago. And J-Law finally caught up. And I think everybody else needs to catch up to her, all right? Everybody needs to say, you know what? I don't think anybody really gives two cotton-picking fucks about what I think about social and political issues. And the fact of the matter is if you base your vote on some celebrity, all right, some celebrity's political opinion, or you base your vote on some social opinion or some commentary coming from a celebrity, you're a moron, and I wish you didn't vote. Because you clearly don't look at, hey, man, let me look at the issue and figure it out for myself. You know, but anyway, look, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Look, I feel like Hollywood is making a turn, at least step by step. Here's one actress, all right, Jennifer Lawrence, who says, you know what? I don't think people give a damn about what I think. I'm not going to talk about politics no more because it doesn't really suit my purposes. It doesn't really help my movie. It doesn't help my career. So why am I talking about it? Let me do things that help my career. I can still vote. I can still vote and vote my conscience and vote for how I believe. And I don't have a problem with it. If you want to vote opposite from me, that's fine. I really don't care. But you shouldn't be out here destroying the Hollywood entertainment industry on top of it. Because that's what these guys don't understand. They are destroying entertainment by getting so hyper political and having a comment about every single candidate that comes across the line. Shut up and act. That's what people want. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.